What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys, and without further ado, straight into the video, guys. We are going to be breaking down the most recent trailer for Bardock Alone Against Fate. So let's get to it. So opening scene here, we see Frieza spaceship. We see all of the Frieza soldier in the background, and then we see Frieza arise here, which is pretty cool. A little intro for Freezer. Nothing much there. This is the story. The only reason I have the audio muted is because I don't want to copyright from the music. I don't want to take that risk. But an interesting thing popped up in this trailer, and that is the boss fight, which we will get to that when it shows it a little bit more. I went into it with the impression that the boss fight, well, my idea was that you were going to be fighting waves of Frieza soldiers, and then Frieza would go into rage mode and you would fight him. Because I didn't see Bardock damaging Frieza. I didn't see Bardock actually fighting Frieza while in his capsule. But that was proven to be wrong by the trailer. So, and that's fine. That's fine. Who challenged Freezer alone? I always call him Freezer now from Dragon Ball Abridged. Of course, this is on Planet Kanos. Right here. We know where this is from. And this is basically Horde's most battle. They're bringing over concepts from other games, which is cool because this is the type of stuff that Bardock and them did. That's why you say why they put Horde's battles in this. You know, they didn't put it in the history of Trunks. Why? Because it wasn't relevant. So I kind of like the idea that they bought Horde's battle because this is the type of stuff that the Saiyans did. You get me? Now here we're in one of the Saiyan settlements. All right, you see Fosh over here. She has a sub-quest available above her head. I like this. We know that they were going to do this type of stuff, but it's still cool to know that we're going to have sub-quests involved in this. Like I said, we know they're going to have sub-quests, but it's still, guys, like I told you, they're going to have to build. We're playing with Bardock, and we're going to lose his crew. We know they're going to die. We know the Saiyans are going to die. So the game has to create some kind of connection, if you will, some kind of attachment between us and Bardock and his crew, and as well as Planet Vegeta. Like there's gonna be some things there that we're gonna be like, hey, we don't even want this planet to pass. You see what I'm saying? The interesting thing about this screenshot, guys, notice they don't put things in trailers for no reason. They don't put things in screenshots for no reason. Everything is meticulously calculated. And in the corner over here, okay, in the corner over here, we have what looks to be a D medal. It could just be a regular pickup, but it appears to be a D medal. What are D medals used for? D medals are what we use to go to the training grounds. This is what we use to actually have to train and fight and unlock new skills and things of that nature. They had them in the history of Trunks as well. You see what I'm saying? Also, what it could be, it's either a D. I think the D medals may have a little bit more sparkle to them. It's hard to tell from here. However, if it's not a D medal, it's going to be one of those gifts that you give in the community board. Both of which are significant and both of which we know are in the game. We know there's going to be training grounds in the game where we can train to unlock new skills and things like that. What I really wish that they would do is revamp how training works in the game and provide us a way to actually train against our friends and allies continuously, to help increase our key, our attack, our defense, all of that stuff, as opposed to running around eating all the time. But that's either a D medal or it's one of those gifts that you give to increase your community board. Also, with new soul emblems, I expect to get some for Bardock's allies as well. And who knows, they could have a community board separate from the main game that's dedicated to this game mode, dedicated to this DLC specifically, and that would be very interesting as well. Let's continue. Okay, see, here we have a dinner scene. They're obviously eating, okay? But here's my thing. This is not, I don't think this is a scene where You know where you make meals in the game and you sit down and eat? This isn't one of those scenes, guys. The reason why we know this isn't one of those scenes is for two reasons. There's 4 people at the table, 5 including Bardock. Whenever you go into the game and you eat a meal, you're only sitting down eating with you and whoever's in your party. So 2 other people. Okay, total of 3. There's 2 extra people. Also, when you eat, Bardock is, or whoever your main character is always at the center of attention at the table in a sense. And all people are doing are eating. They're not eating here. This guy right here is talking. So this is not a scene from you eating. This is a scene, it's a cut scene. What Bardock has done, he's walked in here, they sat down to meet, and they're having a conversation about something. You got me? Super, super interesting. And this happens before the Battle of Planet Canas, because we see Bardock's ally here. He still has the bandana on his wrist. On his forearm, his bicep. This is the bandana that Bardock gets that's covered in his blood that he puts on his head. So this isn't a cutscene. People are going to say, oh, they're showing them eating. No, this isn't the eating cutscene. This is just a regular cutscene. They're just having a meeting, and he's talking about stuff with them. See what I'm saying? Okay. We have another location. This is super interesting, guys, because I thought that this would just be a place that we would come and this is where we would pick up missions and things like that. This is the rejuvenation chamber, guys. So what is the significance of this? Because neither one of these guys have a thing over their head. So why would Bardock be running into there? You see what I'm saying? Let's back up, okay? Why would he be running into here? The only reason I can speculate that he would be running into here is maybe he's coming to heal. Instead of campfires where you rest and regain your health, you could come to this particular location when you're on Planet Vegeta, of course, because when you're off of Planet Vegeta, this location isn't available when you think about it. So there's some significance going on with this rejuvenation chamber. Maybe we come here to train while we heal. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is just solely for healing. Me personally, my speculation is that it has something to do with the two. Because we know that training is going to be a part of this game. We know that, or we can speculate that there's going to be some sort of place that we can go to continually train, like Boma with the gravity room sort of thing. The gravity room in History of Trunks. The gravity room in the main story where we can go and get continual training. This is, of course, before Planet Vegeta is destroyed. So that's why I kind of think it has something to do with healing more than training, but it would be a cool way to implement training grounds because we know while the Saiyans are in these pods, they're not unconscious because even when Goku was in it on Planet Namek and stuff like that, they're in these types of pods. They're having these conversations mentally. They're having mental conversations. They're still able to sense what's going on in the outside world and things like that. So there's going to be some practical use for this machine in the DLC, and I can't wait to see what. All right, let's go forward. Just Bardock walking around the Saiyan civilization. Or actually, this is the Frieza base, if I'm not mistaken. Frieza base or something to that effect. Because you got the Saiyan pods here. I think the Frieza base has the Frieza spaceships, but this doesn't. This has the Saiyan pods. So this, yeah, it's the Saiyan base right here on Planet Vegeta. Okay, and then this is the Frieza base. All right. Notice the blue thing right here. This is the training ground right here. So that is interesting because that means that this is more than likely a rejuvenation chamber. But for what purpose? I can't wait to see what they use this for because like I said, he's running into this room for a reason. He runs into this room for a reason. There's nobody with a mark. Those dots means that you can have a conversation with these people. But that also means, and it could be nothing, guys. They could just be showing off some of the locations. But man, wouldn't it be cool if we can actually get into that machine and it has a practical use? You get what I'm saying? And then going forward, Saiyan base, Frieza base with the training ground in the background. You see the Z orbs in the background. And what it looks like they've done here, guys, is it looks like they're reusing a planet Namek in a sense. This looks almost identical to Planet Namek, just a tad bit little different on the color schemes. And I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. I know some people won't. Interesting here. Yes, young Prince Vegeta with Nappa with his hair. This was unexpected. And I say it was unexpected, but it's one of those deals where I'm not surprised at the same time. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. We didn't talk about seeing young Prince Vegeta. We didn't even talk about the possibility of playing with him. Now, I don't want to get y'all's hopes up and think that Kid Vegeta is going to be playable in this DLC, because you have to understand the main focus is Bardock. However, remember what I told you, that the game is going to have to give us a sense of worth in Planet Vegeta. It's also going to have to give us a sense of worth with Bardock and his allies. You get what I'm saying? So it's possible, because even in this trailer, you hear young Prince Vegeta talking and having conversation about wanting to be the strongest and things like that. So, guys, I'm going to be real with you. I find it hard to believe that they put young Vegeta in the DLC and not make him playable to some capacity. Not saying that you can fly around and do missions with him, but maybe you do a small thing where you train, you're training as Vegeta or something like that. Maybe Vegeta trains against Bardock or something. Maybe he fights against Bardock. Who knows? But this is crazy, crazy interesting, crazy, crazy good. Because from my recollection, young Vegeta wasn't even in the Bardock special. I don't recall seeing him there. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but in the Bardock movie, I don't remember seeing young Vegeta. And if we did, it definitely wasn't as much as we're seeing him here, because you're going to see him several times in this trailer. You see what I'm saying? The first time I remember seeing young Vegeta was in the Bardock, in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, where we seen Nappa with his hair and young Vegeta. So very, very interesting here. But going forward, see, another shot right here. We see young Prince Vegeta, the Saiyans. We see Nappa walking out and Bardock in the background. Vegeta is this is a cutscene, of course, but Vegeta is apparently in the forefront of this. He's got the Vegeta stamp. That is so cool, man. If we'll get to do a mission with him, that's gonna be dope. Same thing here. Once again, this is why I think that Vegeta, in a sense, is going to be playable to an extent. Because Bardock isn't around. We see what appears to be Kui. Nappa with his hair, which is, can you imagine Super Saiyan Nappa with his hair, talking to a young Prince Vegeta? And this is probably my favorite outfit that Vegeta wears. We've seen this in Dragon Ball Super Broly, where they put him in this kind of outfit. And then, of course, in the Majin, prior to that, the only other time we've seen him in an outfit like this is in the Majin Buu saga. But this is what he wears underneath his Saiyan armor, so it's no surprise there. But this is really cool. And you hear Vegeta talking and stuff like that. Also, another cutscene. He's in the training room. Just defeated Cyberman. So I will be hard-pressed. Guys, I believe we'll get to do some stuff as young Vegeta, and that is going to be hella dope. Now, the biggest question that people are going to ask is, well, if we can do stuff with young Vegeta, will we get to do stuff with young Goku? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe we're doing some stuff as far as fetching food and stuff for Chi-Chi or something to that effect. I don't think we will, because you have to understand, too, Vegeta's older than Goku, all right? And not only is he older than Goku, but at the time that this stuff was going on Planet Vegeta, Goku was a mere baby and he was still in his pod. You see what I'm saying? Later, I mean, he is, you know, like if you go to Dragon Ball Super Broly, when Goku sent to Earth, he's a young kid. He's a young kid, so he could him and him and Vegeta isn't that far as age apart. So it is possible that we could be doing some stuff with Kid Goku in the game. I know they're gonna show him. I find it hard to believe that they won't. Interesting thing is they're gonna show Broly as well. I believe they're gonna show Broly as well, and it's gonna open up a huge door as far as content. Maybe we get a DLC with young Vegeta. I can definitely see Dragon Ball coming into the picture, like being getting to play the sagas in Dragon Ball and stuff, and we'll get to that in a different video. But then it also opens the door to say, hey, who is that guy with Goku? Because Broly is a very prominent in the story of Planet Vegeta. So continuing on here, once again, you don't see Bardock, you see Vegeta again as the main thing, the main guy here, before Dodoria, Zarbon, and Frieza. So, guys, I'm going to just go out there and say it. I believe we're going to get to do some stuff with Vegeta. We're going to get to do some quests and stuff with Vegeta. Also, if we do, expect young Vegeta to actually be a Soul Emblem. And I have a video coming up about Soul Emblems as well. I'm so sorry to keep stopping this stuff, guys, but this stuff is important. Okay, you have Bardock and his gang fighting on, this is Planet Kanas. These are the Kanas guys, and they're in what appears to be a rage mode, which is interesting. Okay, Bardock and his allies, 3, see? And this is the scene. I hate that they show stuff like this because it is spoilers, but at the same time, it's not, because we know that this happens. This is when Bardock gets hit on Planet Kanas and he's able to see the future. Now, the cutscene is animated well, but I don't know, man. It looks good. It looks good. There are some cutscenes in Kakarot that look in the main game that look significantly better. This is when his allies die. This should already be bloody, but it's not. It's fine. But it's fine. It's fine. We're not gonna be a stickler for that. Yeah, that's when it starts to get bloody, when it's in his hand. I thought it got bloody before that, but whatever. And they're fast forwarding to the fight with Frieza, the Hordes battle part. Okay. Now this is what's interesting here. That was Frieza, but now he's fighting against Dodoria. So we do have to fight Dodoria, and that's a somewhat boss fight. He goes into Surge mode. This is Bardock's Surge mode. And now look, this is what's wacky to me that I don't like, is the fact that Bardock is attacking Frieza and he's actually colliding and hitting, doing attacks against him in his little pod. I don't like that. I understand they have to make the fight happen, but I really think the idea that I had was better, because this just looks crazy. This just looks ridiculous. You're not gonna do damage to Frieza hitting his spaceship. You get what I'm saying? That's my hang up with that. So I really wish they had went the route of, and it would have been different, but it would have been more realistic to what happened, and that you fight the Hordes battles, because those guys are still out there. So it's possible we could still have waves where we fight them, but let that be what we do to kind of take Frieza's health bar down, if that makes sense. Damaging his enemies, his allies, his soldiers. I ain't gonna call them allies because they're not allies. His soldiers, more or less. And then Frieza comes in rage mode, and we have to avoid his attacks, but that's not the case. We actually have to fight Frieza. The interesting thing is Bardock is out. There's that outline again. This isn't Surge mode, man. This isn't Surge mode. This is some kind of power up. But man, those moves are spicy. And then, of course, here comes Frieza's Surge mode. Really, really cool attacks here. Really cool animations. It's going to look a lot better on that PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X with that free update, I tell you that. He ties on the bandana. It's go time. That's just cool. And he goes to battle. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Bardock alone against Fate. And then, of course, as we know, at the end, we get a preview for the next DLC, which will be the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament arc. All of this is dropping on the 13th, guys. It's dropping on the 13th. And I'm going to tell you what. Okay. Here's my schedule coming up. Please pay attention for those of y'all that stuck around this long. Really appreciate it. Tomorrow, which is the 12th, all right, we have, which all of this stuff is dropping on the 12th in Japan. Okay. We expect it for us at midnight. Okay. I do have the Japanese version, but it's on a different account. So I would have to log into that account, and I don't even remember the login for it, and download the Japanese version. But I don't think I have I do have the DLCs. I would have to purchase it. So that's not going to happen there. Now, as far as the PlayStation 5 upgrade, I could possibly do that. I'll try to see whenever I get home from practice today, get that stuff set up. But here's the deal. If this drops at midnight, okay, I'm probably going to do a midnight stream. Not tonight. I'm sorry. Today is the 11th. So it depends. I might be on at midnight, be ready, because I'm going to try to download the Japanese version that I have from my Japanese account. And in that, I could possibly have the free update as far as the PS5 version is concerned. Now, because that'll be the 12th in Japan. I'm not going to have the DLC in Japanese. I'm not going to go through the loops and stuff like that to purchase that and stuff just to try to get it out early. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay. That's only if it's available. You know what I'm saying? If it's available at midnight, then hey, I may pull the trigger and go for it. Who knows? If it's not, then I'm not going to concern myself with it. I'll just wait till Thursday night to do that. Now, Friday is the 13th for us. All right. So if this drops, well, actually, I have to take that back. Midnight in Japan isn't going to be midnight for us. So it's already the 11th. Okay. So for us, which means actually I'd have to go look at the Japanese times. Just stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter, guys, because I'll give you the information there on what I plan to do. Because right now it should be getting close to around the 12th. It'll be later today, and that's when it drops in Japan. So we'll see. Just stay tuned to the Twitter. My mind is all scribble scrabble now, but for sure, okay. My Thursday, guys. If this drops at midnight for us on the 13th, then I'm gonna try to stay up till midnight, or I'll probably come home, go to sleep, wake up at midnight, wake up and stream midnight on Thursday. Okay. My intentions were, because Friday I'm going to be streaming all morning because I'm not going to have anything to do in the morning. We out of school, and then we have games later that evening, so I won't be able to stream all day. However, I'm really hoping this drops at midnight on Thursday, because if it does, guys, we're going to go live at that moment in time. So be ready. We may go live tonight at midnight for the Japan version. Just stay tuned to the Twitter for that information. If not, we'll probably more than likely definitely go if it drops at midnight on Thursday. Now, the majority of the DLCs have not dropped at midnight, so be mindful of that. But this comes out in Japan on the 12th. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be available at midnight on the 13th for us. You dig what I'm saying? Okay. So keep a close eye on the channel. Okay. Keep a close eye on the channel, because I may be live streaming it. So continuing on with the rest of that. Well, I know maybe I'm going to live stream, but that's just my schedule for the week. Thursday, I get off. You know, we have games, middle school games, so I have to work like the clock and all that because I'm a varsity coach, JV coach, so I have to do all that stuff, okay? And then just screenshots as well. These are the screenshots that we saw of Vegeta. Bardock, this is the only one that he's pictured here, okay? I believe that Vegeta will be playable to some capacity in this DLC, because you see all 4 of these screenshots, Vegeta is the main focus, or all 3. This is a different one. But at the same time, he's having mental conversations. So Guys, I appreciate y'all for sticking in this long, man. I hope it was worth it for you. It was definitely worth it for me. I'm super excited. Super freaking excited. Let's go. Till next time, y'all. Thanks for watching. Have the best day you can.